Hey, it's Donna Morgan, and tomorrow, October 20th, 2021, is going to be the Aries full moon. And it's happening like mid-morning or so Pacific tomorrow. And thing for you to realize is that the moon is also going to be void. So what that means is good time to take it easy and to more do letting go practices, do some ho'oponopono, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, or whatever kind of, more retreat like, letting go, cleansing vibe, whatever you like to do. Of course, you know that I love to do ho'oponopono. I am the ho'oponopono queen. And so just like right when the full moon happens, until the moon goes into Taurus and is not void of course anymore, a few hours later, utilize that time if you can for those kinds of practices. Because this moon is also playing around with Mars and Pluto, which is kind of more of an intense energy. I believe it's a T-square. As you know, I study up on this stuff and then I tell you about it. And so the energy of that can be intense. Like, don't get into any arguments. Like, really try to do more listening than anything else with that energy. But also listening to yourself, because it's calling for a rebirth. It's calling for us to change something in our lives that really, really needs to be changed anyway. But we may feel the tension of that change when the moon goes full and this T-square happens. And so what happens when we rebirth? Well, gotta let go, right? There's got to be a death. So that's why I'm suggesting that during that time period, while the moon is void and before the moon goes into Taurus just a few hours later, to utilize it for the letting go. What isn't working? Are there any toxic relationships that I want to let go of? A good time to look back to the Aries new moon in the spring. And what is it that you were intending to create then? Maybe look back if you created an intention list, or you have a new and full moon journal like I do, and you write things down so that you can look back and see all you've created and all you have let go of and all that you've accomplished. So if you have that, or if you remember what was happening during that time, go ahead and look back, because it would be a good time to complete those things. It's a good time to complete the projects that you already have going while the moon is void, when that intense T-square happens. And then when the moon goes into Taurus, just like 2 or 3 hours later, and I'm sorry that I don't have the exact times, but I know with Google, you can look these things up. That's a good time to plant seeds. That's a good time to think about, okay, what is this rebirth about? How do I want to transform my life? That would be the order of the mojo for this full moon in Aries. You know, Aries is a very like, go for it. I want to get a lot of things done. I want to move forward. I want to create. And you're going to be feeling that energy when the moon goes full in Aries, but because it's void, I'm just going to say it one more time. Better to wait a few hours, utilize that energy, all that energy you have for letting go, and then in Taurus, plant the seeds. And so what else? Transformation, rebirth, taking care of things from the past that need to be completed, especially if it might have been at the Aries new moon, which would have been last March. And so I picked a card for every sign of the zodiac, which I love to do. It's my new Mojo. I guess it's not that new anymore, huh? So we will start with Aries. Aries, we've got the Eight of Wands. So you are definitely going to be feeling the energy of wanting to move things forward and wanting to create. And that's good. The Eight of Wands is all about taking action and creation. But remember, utilize it for letting go until the moon is no longer void and is in Taurus. And then take all that action that you want to take. It's perfect. Taurus, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the wise mentor, the sage, the medicine woman, the kahuna, the therapist, the coach. And if you are one of those people, then you may be being called upon right now a whole lot for your wisdom. And especially with this energy of Pluto and Mars and the feeling of needing to let things go, and maybe even some feelings of being angry about things, or just feeling super passionate, you may be really busy over the next couple of days. Otherwise, if you're not one of those practitioners, the suggestion for Taurians is that you seek out your sage for some answers. And it could be the inner sage too. Never know, never know. I know that you will know. Gemini, it is the Three of Swords. And I know this looks terrible. And it can be about disappointment, but it also, especially with the energy of this full moon, is about letting go of the people who do disappoint you. The heartbreak in your life that you may be holding on to, and it's just blocking you from moving forward. So in this case, Gemini, I would say this is about you letting go of those toxic relationships. They could be people, they could be businesses, business deals, anything that feels disappointing and like it's not working. Okay, Cancer, it's the Three of Wands. And these two babes are standing on the shores, looking out over the ocean. And they are ready to take the next step into something new, something exciting, a rebirth. So you're going to be feeling that energy, Cancer, and it's time for you to go for something. Take the leap. It's time. Okay, Leo, it's the Knight of Pentacles, and he is the most pragmatic knight. He likes to kind of balance his checkbook and bank balance and make sure all the ducks are in a row, and kind of goes one step at a time towards goals. So although you might be feeling that urge of, woo, let's move forward, because, oh, Mercury also just went direct yesterday, and Jupiter, the planet of good luck, went direct. But it takes a few days, for things to actually get the momentum going again when planets go direct. So at this full moon, although you may be feeling like, woo, let's take the leap, like the Fool card, it's a more pragmatic approach, and you're still going to get what you want. Just don't go so fast. Okay, Virgo, it is the Wheel of Fortune, so there is good luck coming your way. It's also time to take a risk, probably a bigger risk than you even already thought you've been taking. You may already think you're taking a risk, but there's something bigger that you need to do now. I love it. I love it. I love that card. Okay, Libra, the King of Swords. It's time for you to speak your truth. There's something that you need to say. And with the King of Swords, there's a good chance that you'll be able to do it very eloquently, with clarity, but also with boundaries. And I don't want to say force, but with boundaries and with passion, okay? And very clear communication. So whatever it is that you haven't said that you know you need to, it's time. The force is with you, Libra. Okay, Scorpio, the Four of Swords. It's time for you to take a rest, take a retreat with this full moon. See how she's meditating? Take more time to meditate. Maybe make that one of your goals in this cycle, or maybe you take a retreat day in the window of the full moon, even if it's just at your house. But it's time for you to restore yourself. And probably not just for one day, right? Sag, the Lovers. So if you've got that special person in your life, it's a great time for romance, for flirting, for having fun, for your relationship. If you're looking for that in your life, it's a good time that you will actually get the signs you need or meet that person. And it's also, the Lovers is also about really amazing partnerships, business deals. So relationships are a focus, Sag, in a good way, in a good way. Okay, Capricorn, the Knight of Swords. And this is the knight that goes full speed, bravado, moves forward with plans, taking action, speaking truth. It's a very, very, very quick energy, Capricorn. So it's time to really get the move on as soon as that moon is no longer void tomorrow. Okay, Aquarius, the Nine of Pentacles. Very abundant time for you. It's like you've been working hard. Things are going your way. Now it's time to reap the rewards. And this card says, don't forget to be grateful, of course. Enjoy it. Smell the roses. Celebrate yourself. And then start thinking about what's next. Or maybe keep going. Just improve things even more. Okay, Pisces, the Ten of Swords. And I know that this looks horrific, but the reality is that it really goes with this moon, which is about transformation, letting go, rebirth, shedding the old. This is what this card is about. What do you need to let go of in order to create your best life? Because there's something that you're not letting go of, and it is keeping you stuck. And that card is a vivid card so that you have no doubt at all what it means and what the message is from the universe. All right, well, I think that's it. I hope you have an amazing full moon, and I'll see you at the new moon.